If he leads Ninetales here, he's a sniper. Motherfucker. Hello, how's it going everyone? Today I wanted to talk about my Venture Cup practice that I did on stream. I wanted to talk about the Triple D, that's right, Defense Deoxys and Dusclops core. I feel a lot of people are running Pokemon like Medicham, Deoxys itself, and Mew, and sometimes even two of those in the same team. And what this gives me is a lot of flexibility. Usually with the combination of Ice Punch, hitting the flying types and grass types, give or take, a lot of the teams it has 3 to 4 good matchups, giving me a lot of flexibility with which Pokemon I'm going to run. Now, these games were done 2 weeks ago before Season 8 of GBL, so that means no poison buffs, which means Nidoqueen, Golbat, and also no Weather Ball changes, so not many people were using Castform because it didn't have that rock Weather Ball typing. So this is kind of out of date, but I still think the Dusclops Deoxys core is very solid. Definitely should be considered when building your team, or also being careful as well. So hope you enjoy these games. And yeah, so our first game against J-Jan, the infamous grass holder. He did snipe me here, maybe not, let's not. I was really frustrated with that lead, so switch into my safe switch here, which is Deoxys, and I am able to grab some shields. He does switch out, he couldn't get the rock slide, so I'm glad I farmed a bit extra, and I can just double cycle boost here, or even triple, but he froze here, so I'm unable to shield. I'm unable to throw, so I decide to shield. I have 2 cycle boosts. Let me get them off. I think I can grab a shield if I can farm down a bit and throw maybe an extra cycle boost or 2. But he farms me down and I lose all that energy, and I end up losing switch and the switch advantage, the shield advantage that I could have maybe had. Tank a sludge bomb here, and with Primeape and Ninetales in the back, this thing's just gonna counter me down, and I'm going to pretty much lose the game from this point. So I decide to shield. I think this game is over anyway, so I could have just let it go, considering how much farm he got. So yeah, GG's to the first game. So I have to basically win the lead here, or maybe not use Abomasnow. So I switch Abomasnow out just so it doesn't get into that Ninetales. Get a good lead here. I can tank a Night Slash, and I can just throw these Psycho Boosts immediately, because if he farms a bit extra and gets greedy, I can actually grab the first shield. But I lose CMP, but I can tank a Night Slash, and he really can't tank these Psycho Boosts. One good thing about the Primeape, it forces both shields from the Deoxys. If it wants, it could double shield here and throw here, and it will CMP, but he catches the move onto the Seeking, keeping that move later there. So I switch into my Swampert, seeing as I can resist the poison jabs. I will take an Icy Wind here, and I'm forced to throw my Sludge Wave after farming a little bit more. I think debuffed doesn't kill, but I am able to farm a bit extra. He knows I'm really close to move, so he throws immediately. And from here, I can just go in with my Noctowl and farm it down, knowing that he has no energy. I kind of have to... Oh, I think he tried to go for the close combat there, but he failed. So now I can just farm this up, throw 2 Sky Attacks, shield the Weather Ball, and pretty much win. So yeah, GG's. For the next game, decide to go back to Abomasnow again. I'm like, you know what, he's probably not gonna lead Ninetales, and I call the lead really well. He switches in Ninetales, and I lock it into my Swampert. I let him throw, so that the Venusaur doesn't farm me that much. Grab lots of energy here. Maybe I can Sludge Wave the Venusaur as well. Just to do a bit more damage, get some more value out of my Swampert, and I barely get the Sludge Wave off. It's a really high rank Swampert, so pretty nice, and all doing a lot of damage to the Venusaur. At this point, all the kind of counters to like Deoxys are gone. I decide to shield anyway. Okay, so I just throw the Weather Ball. I could have just double shielded my Deoxys there, but he shields the Weather Ball, and at this point I can tank the first Night Slash knowing I can survive it in case it boosts, and then just double Cycle Boost for the win here. And if he doesn't shield, I can just finish with Obama, and if I shield here I can just switch out. The Sludge Wave doesn't kill the Abomasnow, but switches almost back, and the Venusaur is almost dead anyway, so I can just throw a debuffed Cycle Boost to take the game. So yeah, GG's, GG. Next battle into Gengineer, probably the most balanced team I've seen, kind of scary, running that Deoxys Mew core, the double psychic core that I mentioned. Just leading in with Primeape here. Didn't really know what this matchup is like, but it does a lot of damage. I do need to shield. Okay, I don't. I just let this go. I guess I called the Dragon Claw. He got an extra move earlier, which lets him get that move through. I just go for switch here, or just counter down, and maybe I can just close combat whatever comes in here, or double Night Slash. It is Abomasnow, so I throw the close combat, get the shield back. So even though I lost shields on the lead, I do get the switch back, and now I can just farm this with Deoxys. Get lots of counter farm here. I decide to shield here, predicting that he has Deoxys in the back, and it's actually cast form, so it's a good thing I kept my Deoxys alive and healthy, and that way I can get some more value out of him, as that was the move that would have hurt the most. These are normal type Weather Balls, as you can see. It would have been really good against my Noctowl Bomber core, but here it's not going to do that much damage. But I feel even if this was a rock Weather Ball, I could have farmed up to 2 here pretty easily. It wouldn't have killed me, and I can still get the second Weather Ball into the Shadow Abomasnow and take the win. So I don't think the move updates would have made a huge difference there, but GG's. Second game, decide to go Noctowl here. I feel I kind of predicted the Mew again, or the Drifblim, but got the Deoxys here, which is kind of bad. Switch into Deoxys. Don't really want to switch in my Dusclops in case, you know, he goes in with a hard counter. And now Mew is kind of the hard counter of the other psychics with the Shadow Claw, because it resists counter and it resists, yeah, both from Medicham and Deoxys. And he finally removes that it has, reveals that he has Rock Slide, so I keep a note of that. It's Dragon Claw and Rock Slide. One advantage of, you know, running Mew is there's always, you can't really predict what the moveset is, and it might give you some wins here or there. But I did grab the shield, but now I'm like, shit, what do I do here? I can't really, you know, go in with Noctowl, even though it's even though I resist the Shadow Claws. Those Rock Slides are gonna hurt. So I decided to farm down here as much as I can, but I take so much damage from these Shadow Claw Mews. So maybe going in Noctowl would have been the play here. Then he comes in with Drifblim here, and these Shadow Punches aren't doing that much damage. So I come in here, try to snipe this, but honestly, I think I could have farmed it and shielded. So now I'm forced to kind of shield these Rock Slides because they're super effective. I am a shield up, but I don't really have super effective moves against it, and he's hitting neutral counters and super effective Rock Slides against me. So at this point, not feeling like I can do very much. Maybe I can catch a move, but I feel this Rock Slide and a few counters are just gonna put me down. This isn't gonna bring it close, unfortunately. I think I try to switch here, but he actually catches the move here. I feel I would have. Okay, that was actually a draw. Completely forgot about that. So going into technically the rematch of game 2 here. Deoxys in the mirror, kind of a boring matchup. Just throwing Rock Slides, trying to see who can get an extra counter or who can win CMP. Turns out I win CMP here, so I have, you know, the advantage. And then he switches out to Mew. I go into Swampert immediately, knowing it only has Dragon Claw. and Rock Slide, so I'm in a good position here. Hydro Cannon will almost kill it here, so I can just throw Hydro and then just farm the rest of it down. But actually, he actually survives, so I'm kind of forced to shield here, and I think I make a mistake here. I'm like, I need to farm this down, but then he gets to another Dragon Claw, so I think Shadow Swampert isn't the best answer for Mew. I think normal Swampert would have been okay, because it would have tanked more, and then it could have just double Hydro Cannon. I could have also Hydro Cannoned as well, but I misplayed there, and I don't want to lose my move, so I throw the I didn't want to lose my Hydro Cannon, so I throw the Night Slash here, and now he's just gonna Shadow Ball me. And Drifblim with energy is just the worst. I didn't really bring my Abomasnow or my Noctowl, so he completely outcomped me here. And then he comes back in with Deoxys, and he has a shield on the Drifblim, and my Swampert's pretty much dead. Nothing really I can do at this point. He can just Rock Slide away and force me to basically make the play. I need to kind of kill this, throw a Rock Slide into the. I basically need to farm here a rock. Oh, he shields. I need to farm a Rock Slide as well. But he's like, you know what? I can just shield here and kill. Like, I think there was no win condition there. So going into the fourth and last game, assuming there's no draws again, go into the Obama. Now we know this Castform has no rock type Weather Ball, so I'm kind of free to stay in, and also I kind of want to see this matchup. But normally Castform does win this pretty handedly in all even shields. I decided to catch the normal Weather Ball on the Dusclops, but I honestly I don't know why I did this. I feel his. I mean, he has neutral moves, and I also have neutral moves, but his neutral moves are better, and his fast moves super effective. I guess I was trying to bait something out, but then he catches the Ice Punch on the Dusclops, which is actually really bad, and I don't think I'm even able to get a Shadow Punch, or maybe just one. But he can pretty easily survive this. I go back into Mew here, and the Rock Slide, not the best here, and he actually wins CMP as well, or maybe it was like turn CMP. So yeah, pretty bad here. I decided to like, okay, I just need farm on Deoxys. And I'm assuming there's Deoxys in the back. I do have an energy advantage, but the Castform does have a move in the back, so yeah, at this point it's pretty much over, because even though I have an energy advantage, he technically has, you know, a team energy advantage, as he actually has a move in the back. I've looking back, I actually forgot. I assumed he had like a Weather Ball or something. I didn't think the Castform had energy, so I was like, hey, I can just shield these Rock Slides, that way I don't get Psycho Boost baited. That's what I was thinking in my head. But he throws the Rock Slide, and then he snipes me with Energy Ball here, and takes the game pretty much. So yeah, GG's. So halfway through the tournament, going against Music Michael next. My Abomasnow looks pretty good into his team. I actually lead Meganium, but I decided, I got the Meganium lead, but I was like, hey, I'll just run double counters, and I'm like, hey, this is a pretty good matchup, even though he's only got Wing Attack. If I can call these baits correctly, I think I can win. And he goes for the Bubble Beam here, which puts me in a really good advantage. Now I can, you know, force the shields, and just shield as well, and actually even outpace him. So he ends up just letting this go, or at this point I was like, he's just gonna. I'm like, let's just win switch here, you know. I don't want that Meganium against the Swampert. So really happy, and because he comes back in with Meganium, he can't really farm this down, and he's forced to tank a move here. So I'm like, okay, as soon as he switches out, I'm like, let's just switch out to Swampert, get some value out of him, tank a move here, maybe a few more counters so that the Meganium doesn't get farmed. But Noctowl counters Meganium so hard that I didn't really need to do that, and at this point it's pretty much over. So yeah, Abomasnow, really good matchups. I think he made a mistake. If he came in If he came here in Primeape into the Abomasnow, he would have won this matchup because, well, I still had Noctowl in the back, so Noctowl into Meganium and Mantine. I mean, I think Mantine could have won that Noctowl also. Mistake on his part. Going into game 2, didn't actually see what I led there. Going in Abomasnow again, same strat. I kind of need to stay in here, and once again, he goes straight Shadow Punch, and I'm like, okay, let me just tank this, force him to shield. I am bulkier than him, so I can definitely tank that. You definitely want to bait the Shadow Ball, the Sludge Bomb, when going Haunter here, and here I'm just doubling up, so I'm basically forcing him to shield twice. And at this point, I can just, you know, catch the move. Baiting out the Stunfisk here, decide to just let it go. And just throw as many Psychics as I can. It has both Thundershock and Mudshot is resisted, so I think he should have farmed a bit extra just so that he can kill the Obama with like a Mudshot, because now he has no energy, and I can actually farm this a little bit and get a Weather Ball off, or even an Energy Ball. Could have gone for the Energy Ball there, but decided to throw the Weather Ball just so I can get some more farm on the Deoxys. Decide to shield here and just farm it down just so that I have a Weather Ball ready. And I don't want this against the Deoxys, so I decide to shield and CMP tie. And now basically the biggest counter to Deoxys is gone, and I can just... well, Meganium actually beats Deoxys. So I was lucky to get one Weather Ball off here, resisting those Vine Whips, and taking the game with Psycho Boost. So yeah. GG's. So final game, decided to go Swampert lead like game 1 again, and I actually catch the lead on Haunter. I know he went CMP on 5, so I just go for the extra Mudshot chance and I get it, and now I definitely will win. And then he switches in Snorlax, and with those lick damage, I go in Noctowl here. Very good position here. Pretty much can tank these Body Slams pretty well, because these licks, even though he outpaces me, isn't doing as much damage. You can see that like I have pretty much 2 Sky Attacks loaded, and I can just throw 1, and I think I'm gonna farm a bit more, and no, I just throw immediately because Body Slam almost will kill me here. So then he comes back in with his Stunfisks, farms me down. I decide, you know, let's just snipe this, and I can use the Noctowl against the Haunter as well, because I have 2 moves. I take both shields here, kind of force him to throw because I can get to another move. And now, knowing that I have a Abomasnow in the back, I've pretty much realigned this in my favor. So yeah, pretty much all over from here. I think I just end up trying to farm for Psychic, and just maybe get a defense drop. I could have switched out at the end there, but I had the move ready, so might as well. And with the extra shield and you know, type advantage that I have, it's pretty much all over. So yeah, good games, a few mistakes here and there, but well played, Michael. So next and final game against JBG Winston. This is where I really like Dusclops, because these Ice Punches and the Shadow Punches hit, like, you know, it does really well into his team. You know, it kind of beats Dragonite, it beats Deoxys, and it beats Mew, and you know, it resists counters from Primeape. So here I win switch and shield advantage just because he shielded the initial Shadow Punch there. He's able to farm me down here, which isn't great. Didn't get that Shadow Punch off. But now with shield advantage, I can just safely go in Deoxys here, kind of predicting the Mew in the back. So just switch out as soon as I see it. Decide to no shield here. Oh no, I shielded. Pretty risky. But I know these Night Slashes are going to, you know, put it really, really low. I decided to just double shield because I'm almost at a Night Slash anyway, so I shield the second Dragon Claw, or Wild Charge even, just so I can throw the Night Slash against the Deoxys and do some nice damage. And at this point, I think he's gonna try to farm me down, I think he ends up throwing Rock Slide here because he doesn't want to debuff himself against my Deoxys. He goes for the farm down here. There was a bit of lag, but I feel his only win condition was the farm down and not for me to get a Night Slash. So yeah, pretty much game over. Pretty solid lead advantage that I got there. So yeah, GG's. Next game, going in Dusclops again, and he goes Ninetales. Now I'm like, okay, let's just stay in here, see how much damage this does to me, see how much damage I can do to it. And its Weather Balls do quite a bit of damage, like about 20%, whereas my Shadow Punches do very little, and those Fire Spins added up. So I'm like, okay, I'm just leaving here. I'm not getting any value here, and I'm like, okay, let me at least grab a shield here against the Dragon Knight, and maybe I can kill this with Ice Punch and sweep with... I kind of was baiting. I was basically using, my 2 counter users to bait out the Dragon Knight. That was kind of my strat. Try to go for the Psycho boost there, just a bit of extra damage. And I did a mistake here. I should have just thrown Ice Punch immediately, but I got greedy with my farming and counting. I could have essentially, swept this with Primate, but I think the Ninetales had lots of energy. So I think it was, game over. And if he did have Deoxys as well, it was gonna be rough regardless. But I'm not sure if I ever see whatever's in the back. I think he can just. I do have 2 moves here, so if he does shield, but we CMP, so I don't actually get the move off, unfortunately. So yeah, good game. Pretty hard countered him in the first game, and he hard countered me in the second game. Decided to do a hard read. I was like, okay, he has Dragon Knight lead, and I get it, and I know he's gonna get Muse switch, and then I get the Dusclops here. So it was just, and then I like this team. It was just like a hard read, like Dragon Knight lead, Muse switch, and Mew and Ninetales in the back. So I actually made this team specifically for that, and I got it. And sometimes it's high risk, high reward. I just feel sometimes people like to lead the Pokemon they led in the third game. They like to lead the Pokemon in the third game the same as the first game. But now we saw that this matchup is very slow, and he can just farm me down here, which isn't great. And I can't exactly switch in my Swampert because then he just goes to ham on his Dragonite. So I kind of have to let this guy farm me. I realize that this is going to be my win condition because so I decided to shield the Psyshock there because I'm going to have to like Mudshot this down or Surf it, because the Dragonite I can just Weather Ball all the way without worrying. And then at this point I'm like, hey, I have 2 Weather Balls here, maybe I can double Weather Ball, but he does get a Fire Spin through, which makes the life of Swampert a bit harder because now I have to basically Mudshot down. Because I can't really get to 2 Hydros, but I am able to do so. So there you have it. I hope showing some Dusclops gameplay, maybe inspired you to use Dusclops, its versatility and potential. Obviously, you can't really build this, so this is, I guess, for more like Silph veterans that have a very full complete collection. But maybe in October you can farm some Dusclops and keep Dusclops in mind for future Silph tournaments. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share if you enjoyed the video. That will really help me a lot and encourage me to make more videos, and maybe more regularly as well. So please do that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Azare out.